Good evening, everybody. Tonight I'm going to show you how to create a collection of resources within the Destiny Collections program that's put together by Follett. Destiny is the program that we use for libraries in the Surrey School District, and I know there's a number of other school districts that use it as well, so it is very handy. It's got all sorts of resources, and the latest resource is called Collections, and it is a way that you can compile different resources for different subjects and then share them with teachers and students, or just keep them for your own private collection if you want. So let's take a look at how it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is open Safari, and we're just going to open a new tab here. And I'll just tell you a little bit about my guiding question. So for my mini inquiry, I asked the question, how can I support teachers who are looking for SOGI and LGBTQ resources for their health sciences curriculum? And in addition to that, what are the ways that I can collaborate with teachers who are new to this curriculum and want to make the school a safe place or a safe community for LGBTQ students, increase understanding in their peers, and create a network of allyship in the school. So you'll see that my website's already popping up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and open that. So it's collections.follettsoftware.com. The first page that you come to is the public page. So this is collections that LRS has already put together. And I see here that they've created a SOGI book set. So this is a really good jumping off point for me to create my own private collection using existing resources that have been compiled by LRS. And then from there I can add literally anything to the collection on top of that. So if I find another book I like, if I find a website I like, if I find a video I like, anything I can add to that. So let's take a look at this public LRS SOGI book set. Okay, so you'll see here they have 27 recommended books that tie into the SOGI 123 initiative and the LGBTQ content for the curriculum. This is a great collection. I already know this. It's put together by LRS. I'm going to go ahead and go to this little drop-down menu, and I'm going to copy it. And now I've got a copy. I'm going to change the title because this is going to be my collection now. And I'm going to add to it. So let's call it LGBTQ resources. Good. Okay. If I wanted to, I could add a little description here. So here it says collection of fiction and nonfiction SOGI books organized by the district and STA LGBT committee. If I wanted to add and other resources, websites, movies, I could, but I'm just going to leave it at that. If I wanted to add a grade or subject area, I could do that here as well. It's very easy. You just click on which ones. And if I wanted to add an image or a color, I would just click in the black area there and I could add an image. And I can change the color here. Let's make it pink. Good, so I've saved that. Now it's in my private collection. So if you go back to collections here, I'll just show you really quick. These are all the public ones, and then I go to private. All of a sudden I've got my LGBTQ resource. Right now it's marked as private. I can open that up and share it with teachers by making it public. I can also open it up and share it with teachers and allow them to edit it. It's just a matter of where you're putting your settings, so you can set it in a number of different ways. So I'm just going to click on that. These are all the books. We already looked at these 27 books that should be in the library as LGBT resources or that teachers can access online. And I'm just going to look at ways that I can add a couple of things to this collection. So say I want to add a website or a video, things like that. So down here we've got our handy plus button. I'm just going to click on that. And it's giving me an option to add a URL. So here's where our research comes into play. I've looked at a number of different websites that have SOGI and LGBTQ content, and I'm compiling them to help teachers put together their curriculum packages. So here's one of the websites I found. It's the SOGI123 SOGIeducation.org. So this is BC curriculum content. It's got the policies, the teaching, networking, Pro-D, all sorts of links that you can use for creating that those units on SOGI. So let's just go to the links here. Okay, so I might want to just add this particular website. Oops. And I'll copy this. And then I'm going to go back to collections. And I can add that website to my collection. In fact, it doesn't even have to be the links. It can just be bcsogieducation.org. Let's add that. See how that looks. All right, so it's come up in our LGBTQ resources collection. It's got a nice visual, and the teachers can just click on the link. Let's go back to this SOGI. So we've got some more links here. One really good one that I found here was Out in Schools. It's got a collection of films. So if the teachers are interested in showing films, this is a really good website with links to films that were created by the LGBTQ community. I'm going to copy this as well. I'm going to go back to collections. I'm going to hit my handy dandy plus button, and I'm going to paste the URL. Boom. Okay. It doesn't have a photo, but it's got the link to the web page, and that'll be really helpful for teachers because it's all in one place. So as you can see, this is a really handy tool. I could add literally anything to this as long as it has a URL. I can add photos to this. I can add my own content. I can add videos. I can, if I find more books that I'd like to add, I can compile a collection that's going to be super helpful for the teachers in my school. So the pros for this platform, it's really great because it's connected to Destiny, which is the program that I navigate daily as a librarian, and because there are lots of existing resources in the system to choose from. As a teacher librarian, I can compile all of my resources, including books, ebooks, articles, websites, videos, into files on any given subject. The files are online, they can be private, they can be shareable with teachers and with students, and there's an option for other teachers to add or edit the folder. So the district already has lots of these public collections created, and you can use existing ones that LRS has already compiled, or you can start your own. It's very user-friendly. Now the only downside is that you have to have access through the district to Destiny and to Follett. And if you change schools, you can take your collections with you as long as you're logging in with your private district login. If you're only using your generic school login, then your collections are going to stay within the school. But if you leave the district and you lose your district email and your district login, then you do lose the content. But there is one solution. There is, if you click on this little button here, a drop-down menu comes down, and you can go down and hit Create PDF. And what this does is it makes a printable of the resources of the collection that you've just created. And it's got these great QR codes. So say you had a teacher that you were connecting with and they didn't have access to Destiny, or they didn't have access to Follett. This could easily be printed out, sent to them. They could use the QR codes, they could use the links, they'd have the list of all the books. Each one of the books has a little blurb about it. It's a great resource. And this is something that I would actually print off if I knew that a particular unit was coming up or that the teachers had to teach on LGBTQ. I would actually just print off this list of resources and put it in their inbox because I know it's going to be really helpful for them. And also if they're if that's something that piques their interest and gets them interested in collaboration, all the better for me, because then I can create more of these collections for any given topic. So